Hey everybody, Laurie-Ann here, and today we are going to be talking about gratitude, especially with the up-and-coming holiday that's right around the corner. I am just gonna share this on a few places, and if you are jumping on to join me to kind of practice a little bit of gratitude and talk about what you're grateful for, please let me know where you are watching from. Let's see. Thank goodness for our cell phones, so that I can easily share this. Once I find it, here we go. So today's going to be all about gratitude, and I just kind of want to chit chat about, what I'm grateful for, which is you guys. And let's see. I don't really. And just one more share. So there, that's enough about that. So let's just kind of talk about gratitude. I mean, with Thanksgiving, right, just a couple of days for those of you who aren't in the U.S., this is kind of like the entryway into the holiday season. Lots of fun festivities and certainly lots of shopping. And super curious, how many of you guys have a Black Friday special that you're going to be promoting on Black Friday? So let's just kind of talk about gratitude and how it's a practice and not something that, oh yeah, I'm grateful for this or I'm grateful for that. And, it's one and done and it's finished and you don't have to continue. But every day, I do a couple of things. One is, I use the 5-minute journal app. And the reason why I use the app, which most of you know, I love to write and I completely believe in the act of writing, what it does neurologically to us. The parts of our brains that it actually, activates. And so the only reason why I use the app is because then it's with me always. And the other thing that I really like about the app, you can get it to set little reminders, to come on at certain times in the morning, but it also will remind you later in the day. It asks you a question, what great things happened today, the 3 things that happened today. And what do you wish was different? And so I like that as well, but also you can add a picture. So I get to, sometimes kind of peek back at the pictures, and kind of go through the seasons. Because typically I'll sit in my front room, not this room. This is the other side of my office, by the way. I'm usually sitting at the desk. And I just thought that because we were talking about gratitude, I would just kind of come over here and sit where, all my favorite books are. But I can go through the pictures and just kind of remember last winter I took a lot of pictures during the snowstorms and how I was so grateful for my very warm pellet stove. And I guess what would have made it better was I could have been someplace else during the snowstorm. I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a snow allergy. Yes, I'm allergic to snow. That is self-diagnosed, by the way. Feel free to self-diagnose yourself as well. So some of the things that I'm super grateful for, besides are my family, my friends, the time that I spend with my dad, during the spring, summer, and fall biking with him, or maybe I should say getting my butt kicked by my dad. As in shape that I am, my father is still in amazing biking shape. And maybe one of these days I should probably just have him here on the show. Let's see. So beside that, I'm so grateful for everybody who watches this, for all of my clients, both past and also future clients, the people that I have helped, I'm helping, and the ones that I'm going to help. I'm also grateful for audiences, both in my private Facebook group, but also, when I speak at live events, when somebody hires me to come and speak at their audience. I'm also grateful for for when I host live events that, the people that sign up, I'm truly grateful for the people who have, like, they're putting, like, their trust in me to come and learn. And if you are hosting your own events, then you know what I mean, that, for people, like, to be able to care for people, who are coming to your events and enjoy and learn from you. I mean, that's just, for me, that's like the ultimate, is be able to do stuff like that. I was writing a couple of Facebook posts, which, and the funny thing is I was like sort of reminiscing about one of the first events that I ever hosted. And, this was back before, probably before Eventbrite, or at least I never heard of it, but definitely before Facebook events. This is such a great way, Facebook events is such a great way to be able to let people know about different events that you're attending, or even events that I'm speaking at that are public that other people can come and join. So this first event that I did, I didn't have an audience. I wasn't known, but I wanted to share stuff, and I wanted to help people sort of start planning for the new year. So I asked a sushi restaurant that I go to all the time, and I know the owners, and I just asked, like, hey, can I use your back room? And, like, he loved the idea of, like, me hosting an event there, that it would bring in, like, make people aware of his restaurant, buy dinners, buy appetizers, etc. So it worked out well for him. And it worked out super well for me because he didn't charge me for the room. And I think back to, I created a couple of posters that I had printed at Staples, and had them printed up, and, went to, because it was a free event and I wasn't charging for it, but I had to, that's why I could put it up at, like, places like Starbucks. As long as it was a free event, you could use their bulletin board. And, like, in hindsight, my poster had a number of typos in it, but so it was so imperfect. But that's okay. I didn't care that it was imperfect. It was, I was still getting out there and doing this. So I'm so grateful for having experiences like that. I know that, like, for myself, like, whenever I'm feeling discouraged, frustrated, kind of having a bad day, that to be able to express, okay, like, what am I grateful for? Grateful for in life, or, maybe just grateful for this particular situation, even as frustrating and, frustrating or disappointing as it might be, is just to be able to, because, like, your brain can't be frustrated and in a state of gratitude at the same time. So thank goodness it can't be both. So I'm super curious, like, what are you grateful for? And if you're watching the replay, just kind of like type in replay and share with me what you're grateful for, because I want to go back and see, like, some of the things that people are grateful for. Like, what comes to mind? Like, when you're practicing your gratitude, every day, what are some of the top things that you think of? I'll give you a minute for that. One of the things that I'm always grateful for is my beating heart. My heart just, like, beats without me ever having to think about it, ever having to tell it to beat. That my body moves very easily and freely. That I exercise every day, and it doesn't hurt. And I don't use the word hurt. I just use that I move freely. So that keeps me going. And I think that having this practice of gratitude just makes us happier. Not just think. I mean, there's a ton of research out there that tells us, the benefits of practicing gratitude. But it also makes me feel calmer and more peaceful. And I also find that I can meditate a lot easier. Now, meditation, I try, which I shouldn't even use the word try, but it's something that I want to do daily. I don't always do it daily. As a matter of fact, I haven't done it yet today, so maybe I'll do that after this. But it just makes me calmer, more peaceful, And when there is like a frustrating moment or a disagreement, I just feel that I'm calmer. And so how might I use this like when I am speaking? I know that I practice gratitude before I start speaking all the time. Before I get onto this Facebook Live, I always practice gratitude because I am so grateful for the people who do show up, for the people who do watch the replay, who get a few tips and learn from me when I'm in front of an audience. I practice the gratitude because that will make me calmer. I'm never nervous before I start. And it lets me tap into a part of myself so that I'm of service to the audience, so that I can give to them. And I also find that when I'm calmer, I handle questions a lot easier. And that might surprise people, but sometimes, like people will ask a question that sort of like takes the speech and it kind of like detours it. But I want to answer it. But then because I'm coming from a place of like peace and love and service, I'm able to bring it back to the conversation. And there have been times when like I completely forgot what I was originally talking about. And then I can be honest with the audience and like, oh, so what was it? Where was I again? And they're okay with that. And so I'm mostly thinking of like the Q&A part. A conference that I recently spoke at, I did a breakout session for them, and my breakout session was just, I wanted to just do like, tell me what your problems are that you're having. And I will share with you like the research that I know, the tips that I give, the coaching, everything that I know about leadership and influence in teams, I will share with you. And so this breakout session went from everything from stress management to self-care to leading to engagement. And it was a fabulous conversation. And I just kind of like went with the flow of it. And quite honestly, like an hour and a half went by so fast that actually the meeting planner kind of came in and was just, and I hadn't even realized that I'd gone over time, which I hate to do because for me, it's a little bit disrespectful to the audience, but nobody seemed to care. So I was super grateful for that as well. But here we are, in getting ready for the holidays. We got like something like 5 weeks, I think, till Christmas. And so that means there's only 6 weeks left till the end of the year. And so this is a great time to just kind of like think about like, well, where have I been? And where am I currently? And what am I grateful for that's happened this year? What am I grateful for today and the person that I've become? And I'm grateful for another, like for the future. Like how does your future look bright? Do you see that your future looks bright? These are all things that, like just for us to kind of like, like consider. So this is definitely going to be a shorter show. I just also want to give a shout out to a few of my friends who I know are sick and they're recovering, like Jamie and Darren and Steve. I know they're not feeling well and they're on the road to recovery. And I just want to say a shout out to you as you're recovering. And I hope that everybody has a fabulous holiday and that you take a few minutes just to the people that you are grateful for, just to sort of like give them a hug and let them know what you're grateful for. Sometimes we take for granted that, oh, they know, but no, they don't know. And if you've ever heard me, there's a saying that I love, which is success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. So who can you share that, like I'm grateful for you? I actually have friends who actually every day will send somebody an email, a note, a card to let them know how special they are. That's their way of expressing gratitude to the people that they love, care about, or, like even like their customers and clients, just to like a random note. So that's all that I want to like share with you guys today. So I will be so looking forward to seeing, the different things that you're grateful for. And obviously I haven't listed everything that I'm grateful for, but that's just, those are some of the top ones today. So I hope that you all have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week. And we are not going to have a show on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody here in the U.S. and to everybody around the globe. I wish you a fabulous week, and hopefully that you will also share what you're grateful for. See you soon.